All right, now, so here we go. So sit back and enjoy tonight's open mic, and we are going to start tonight with our itinerant traveler. He's just here for a day before he's off some other place in the world teaching people how to do business better. Bob Hafey. Bob is originally from the east side of Joliet, just like me. And he now hails from Homer Glen, out there by Lockport, Yahoo. Barb is there. Bob has been writing since 2009, and he has published two technical books, and then his first book. He usually writes nonfiction, and tonight he's going to be reading excerpts from his newest book, which is in progress, called Bumping and Snacking, Self-Discovery in New Places. Bob.
This is a multimedia presentation.
Yeah, no kidding.
I have 5 photographs. And I'm hoping if I do this, you can see them. What do you think?
You want me to hold it?
I'm going to have to switch slides. So.
Oh, okay.
We can see it.
We can see it.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I was writing today what I'm reading tonight. So this is indeed hot off the presses. Too loud?
No, not loud enough.
Not loud enough. Okay.
Closer.
It's her rock and roll lifestyle. She can't do
Okay.
anything. So.
All right, Tammy.
I am with my police.
All right.
Yeah, better.
We landed late in the evening, and after clearing passport control, oh wait a minute, I should tell you, I was just in Japan. So I'm writing Bumping and Snacking, and it's about travel. And since I was just there, I'm just writing this section, and so that's what this is about. We landed late in the evening, and after clearing passport control and then retrieving our luggage, we caught a taxi scented with the smell of old cigarette smoke to our hotel located near Tokyo Station. In the morning, we met up with our old friends from Colorado in the hotel lobby. As we exited the hotel for the train station, we passed the hotel's smoking room. It was the size of a double phone booth. Years of smoke and nicotine had stained the walls an uneven, grimy yellow, and inside was a dutiful smoker, a follower of the rules. Following the rules, I would find in my 2 weeks in Japan, is important culturally. Our first day of travel, a 500 trip mile south, would involve a bullet train, a regional train, and a ferry. Planning ahead for our lunch, we decided to purchase bento box lunches at one of the many retail shops located within the train station. This would be my first purchasing experience in Japan, using a language and currency I did not understand. At first, seeing a price label that read 1,700 yen on a box lunch was unnerving and confusing. I soon learned to drop the last 2 digits or divide the price by 100 to get close to the purchase price in US dollars. This was a $15 box lunch. Pretty quickly, I realized that using a currency with so much variance in value from the one to which I was accustomed was part of the travel experience. Plus, it was good mental exercise. Throughout the trip, when purchasing anything, there was usually someone waiting behind me. To ensure both a speedy purchasing process and to keep from appearing like a bumbling idiot, I usually used only paper currency rather than the coins that I did not fully understand. This tactic may have preserved my ego, but resulted in pockets full of coins. So full that I had to tighten my belt on a few occasions, fearing my pants would fall to my ankles in a public space. Then when my traveling companions began to call me Mr. Bojangles, I started looking for beggars in the street so I could unload some coinage. In Chicago, there was a beggar in every corner of North Michigan Avenue, but during my 2 weeks in Japan, none were seen. With our bento boxes in hand, we proceeded to our platform, and when it arrived, boarded a southbound Shinkansen bullet train. Train there?
Yep.
All right.
Good.
All right. My wife was seated with our friends on one side of the aisle, while I settled in across from them next to a Japanese woman. Not long after the train departed, a railroad employee walked through our rail car. After exiting the sliding doors at the end of the car, he turned toward us and bowed. For the balance of this train trip, every other railroad employee did exactly the same thing. I have ridden on trains in many different countries, but never had I seen anything like this overt sign of customer respect. Each time it occurred, we just looked at each other and smiled. Our smiles continued for the whole 2 weeks, for in restaurants, hotels, and retail establishments, this sign of respect for customer was ever present. We often found ourselves awkwardly attempting to return the bow. Around noon, we decided we were hungry and opened our bento box lunches. The only utensils included were a pair of chopsticks. We were soon laughing out loud because we realized eating our meals on this 2-week trip might consume most of our waking hours due to our lack of chopstick skills. When finished with my lunch, which I had washed down with a small bottle of sake, I remembered I had packed a bag of dark chocolate squares in my backpack. I retrieved the chocolates and passed the bag across the aisle. My wife and our friends helped themselves before returning it. I then leaned slightly forward, looked at the lady sitting next to me. With my face lit up by a sake-enhanced smile, I held the bag in my left hand, and with the open palm of my right hand, I offered the bag to her. She looked up, smiled, and said something in Japanese that included the word arigato, thank you, before reaching into the bag for a chocolate. A few minutes later, I again passed the bag across the aisle. It was returned, and I offered her a second piece. At first, she used hand gestures to decline, but then graciously accepted my offer as she bowed while saying arigato. About 15 minutes later, she retrieved her travel bag and pulled out a box. The exterior design of the box had the appearance of a wrapped gift. When she removed the box lid, I could see 2 rows of beautifully decorated cardboard sleeves. She offered all 4 of us one. As we tried to decline, thinking it was too generous, she insisted we take one while displaying a smile only gift givers can wear. We each opened the end flap of our gift and slid out a cellophane-wrapped, custard-filled cake. We ate the cakes while murmuring in a language she could understand, moans of pleasure. I then pulled out my cell phone and put it in selfie mode.
Oh, perfect.
As she leaned toward me, holding one of the cakes, I snapped a photo I cherish. The photo symbolizes my long-standing belief that food can break down cultural barriers and bring people together. Sitting there, I began to wonder how she would tell the story I just told you to her family and friends. I gave her props, for I filled my empty cake sleeve with chocolates and handed it to her before I departed the train.
Thank you, Bob. So I'm not kidding. For those who might not know, Bob is a consultant. He's a business efficiency consultant and is a world traveler. This particular trip was not business, but he goes everywhere. Him and Johnny Cash, brother, they've gone everywhere at least once, and I'm amazed, awed, envious.
You're a young man.
Love you and hate you every time I see your stuff on Facebook. So, thank you very much.